Hello everyone. In this lecture we are going to discuss about the topic data models in database management systems. First let us see about what is a data model. Data model is the modeling of the data description, meaning or semantics associated with the data and consistency constraints of the data. It provides the conceptual tools for describing the design of the database at each level of data abstraction. There are 4 data models used for understanding the structure of the database. These 4 models are illustrated in this figure. First one is relational data model, second one is semi-structured data model, third one is entity relationship data model, and fourth one is object-based data model. Now let us see about all these models one by one in detail. First let us see about the relational data model. This type of model designs the data in the form of rows and columns within a table. Thus, a relational model uses tables for representing the data and in between relationships. Tables are also called as relations. This model was initially described by the person Edgar F. Codd in the year 1969. So, this is the example for relational data model. Here we have the student table or student relation, which contains 3 columns, namely roll number, name and CGPA. These columns are also called as attributes or properties of this table, and we have roll number as primary key because it uniquely identifies the student, and each row is called as a tuple. So, thus we use the table for describing the data in relational data model. Next we have entity relationship data model. An ER model is the logical representation of data as objects and relationships among them. These objects are known as entities and relationship is an association among these entities. This model was designed by person Peter Chen and published in the year 1976 papers. It was widely used in designing the database. A set of attributes describe the entities. For example, student name and student ID are the attributes which describe the entity student. A set of same type of entities is known as entity set, and the set of same type of relationships is called as relationship set. So, this is the diagram which illustrates the concept of ER model. So, here we have 2 entities which is represented in the rectangles, and on the top of it we have the attributes represented in ovals. So, this is the properties of this entity, and these 2 entities are connected by a relationship which is represented in the diamond shape. So, we will see about this entity relationship data model in detail in further lectures. So, next is object-based data model. Object-oriented data model is the combination of object-oriented programming and relational data model. In this data model, data and the relationship are represented in a single structure which is known as an object. Since data is stored as object, we can easily store the audio, video, images, etc. in the database, which was very difficult and inconvenient to do in the relational model. So, this is the example of representing the object-based data model. Here we have 2 objects, namely employee and department. So, employee object is having the attributes namely name, job title, phone number, salary and department ID. Department object has the attributes department ID and department name. So, this employee and the department can be related by using the department ID, which is common to both employee as well as the department object. So, thus the relationship as well as the data is represented in a single structure called as object. Next we have the semi-structured data model. This type of model is different from the other 3 data models. The semi-structured data model allows the data specification at places where the individual data items of the same type may have different attribute sets. The extensible markup language, also known as XML, is widely used for representing the semi-structured data. Although XML was initially designed for including the markup information to the text document, it gains importance because of its application in the exchange of the data. So, thus we have seen all the 4 data models in this lecture. Next, we will be seeing in detail about the entity relationship model. Thank you.